Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Matthew. This is the WWF Hasbro Tournament, Round 2. This is actually going to be the last video of Round 2. And this is going to be the random drawing, sixth video for Round 2. And this actually went by a whole lot faster than expected. So, yeah, kind of surprised because I had 58 advancements from Round 1. So, six videos to complete. What was that 29 winners? Now that doesn't match up, so something went wrong, but it is what it is. Anyways, uh per the entire second round, I've been randomly drawing the matchups, 5 matchups per video. And then once I've completed that, I pause the video, go pull the figures off the shelves, and then I start the competition. So at the end of this video, that'll complete round 2. And the next time you see a tournament video, we will be getting round 3. So let's random select the last 8 figures here. All right, let's see who the first matchup will feature. Roddy Piper, that is a custom from Robert Jackson. He will take on the Series 11 Purple Crush, Evil Crush. This one is going to feature Andre the Giant taking on Nails. Alright, this one is going to have the Royal Rumble Rockers custom of Marty Jannetty, and he will square off against Virgil. And that means the last matchup is going to feature Rick Steiner going up against the Mountie. Alright, no problem. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those figures, and I will be back in half a second. Alright, everybody, we do have our final 4 matchups set up for this round. And yeah, there's probably a couple in here that are going to be really tough. One in particular, but let's dive right in. Luckily, with only 4 matchups, I don't foresee this being a 30-minute video, which most of the videos from this round have been. So this one's going to feature the Robert Jackson custom Roddy Piper squaring off against the custom Purple / Evil Series 11 Crush. Now this one is relatively simple. Aesthetically, you guys already know. I think that Roddy Piper is a great looking figure. Not even talking about the custom, I'm just talking about the original. What I don't like about Roddy Piper is, for whatever reason, when they made the figure, they give him like these rocking chair type feet. So the man physically cannot stand up on his own. You constantly got to lean him up against something, lean him up against the door, glass, another wrestler, something. Roddy Piper, along with the Bushwhackers, aesthetically, some of the best looking figures, but in play-wise, this is an awesome wrestling figure. He could do so much, and because he's a beloved character of mine, a beloved wrestler, yeah, of course I would gravitate towards Roddy Piper as a kid, but that stance is so horrendous that you couldn't do anything with it. Like, having him fall over every time, having to pick him up, nah. As an adult and wanting to sit there and display everything, it sucks because in my display cases, I basically have to, tape all their feet down, and it's just a pain in the neck. And I got these little risers, so like for a lot of the series too, like the Bear Hug Hogan and the Bushwhackers and the Rockers, I gotta tape all their feet down, and eventually over time the tape comes loose and the figures tip over and knock everyone else over, and if you got accessories in their hands and stuff, and I cannot get this kilt, this secondary kilt over his primary worth the darn. I keep trying to get it over, but it's like it's not cooperating. All right, so as a playable figure, spectacular. Aesthetically looking great. I love the panther that they put on there. The custom Series 11 Crush is the last. Nope, I take that back. Kona Crush is still in competition. So this version actually barely defeated the original Series 11 Crush, and the only reason I really moved this above the Series 11 is because there are a few things about this figure that you don't find on the original. You know, namely in the midsection and the design around the pants area here. And he has some extra markings on the face. So as a design piece, it's a little bit extra, and I love the way that the little hair, you can actually feel underneath the hair. It's not movable or anything, but it's just give that little added piece right there. Aesthetically, absolute gorgeous piece. I do have Purple Crush. Now, when I did my video of most favorite, I had this one. I didn't have the original, so this one did, crack my list. But either version, you would still have on your top 10 list of top 10. This is, again, easily on anyone's top 10 list of most perfect Hasbro figures. You can't have a Purple Crush missing from your top 10 list. If someone says, "Well, I got a Series 7 on my list, but I don't need a Series 11." No. Purple Crush. You can have a Series 7 if you want, but if you're going to admit a Crush, you got to have this one, and there's no question about it. The aesthetically looking, this is a bona fide champion right here. Playable pose and everything else that you're looking for, yeah. This figure is literally everything you're looking for in an action figure. Love Roddy Piper. I know more about Roddy Piper than Crush by like a ton. Grew up watching Piper not only in wrestling but in movies, in his TV shows with Hulk Hogan. So a lot of history with Roddy Piper. He as an actor and a personality, he means so much to me. And but this figure, it had the potential to be really great. It just so happens that particular... Oh, I got his belt upside down. It just so happens that particular figure with that feat, it just kind of ruins the overall figure for me. And I think everyone knows, it's not a question. Come on. Of course Crush is going to beat Piper. So, the first matchup, Series 11 Custom Crush defeats Robert Jackson Custom Piper. Alright, next matchup, and this is going to be the toughest one of this video, and it's going to feature Andre the Giant versus Nails. Based on this look, I think I much prefer Nails over Andre the Giant. And I think I prefer Nails over Andre the Giant by like a large margin. As a playable figure, I think Nails is far superior. With the overall design of the look, with the little jailhouse jumpsuit and everything, I think it looks so much, looks a lot more neat to me. So I really enjoy that. I like the look of his face. The man even looks crazy. So it's just a really fun figure. And I'm trying to remember who he defeated in Series 1 or Round 1. But here's the thing. Andre the Giant is an absolute legend. I think at the time that I started watching wrestling, at that point, he was nothing more than a headbutt and a slap guy. he barely moved around the ring, and in fact, every time he got into like a tag team matchup or whatever, you talk about a 30, 40 minute match, he's maybe in there for like 2 minutes or a minute and a half at the end of the matchup or whatever. So it's like at that point, what are you even doing wrestling if you're that injured that if you don't have that type of mobility? He's a legend. You don't want to say negative things about such a national treasure, and yes, that is exactly what Andre the Giant is to the profession. This figure in of itself, though, it's a great looking figure. I finally was able to get a carded figure of this guy a couple months ago, and it sucks because it's a foreign card. I think it's a Spanish card if I'm not mistaken. So normally an American card, you're looking at about a $500 to $600 price tag, and I was able to get it for like $350, $400, something like that. And again, that's because it was a Spanish card. But just to say that I've got Andre the Giant on card was, important to me. So again, he's got that little headbutt feature, which is pretty awesome. His hands are extra big. Kind of like, every time I look at this, I think An American Werewolf in London. The scene where David's in the apartment and he's transforming into the werewolf for the first time, and you see his hand become elongated as he's transforming from human to werewolf. That's when I look at his hands. That's exactly what that reminds me of. I really want to go with nails. I think I enjoy the nails figure a little bit better. I think it's superior in my eyes, but knowing that the legend that Andre the Giant is, and really wanting to discuss this figure a little bit more in depth, at least at a later time, for the sake of this video, I am going to push him forward to round 3. I don't know if he'll make it out of round 3, especially with some of the superior figures that I've already seen pushed in round 3. He could make it to round 4. It depends on the draw and see who he squares off against, but it's a good figure nonetheless. He has a potential to make it to 4 or even 5 rounds. That's the whole point of the luck of the draw. Is some people might face the hardest competition, while others might face the easiest battle known to man, and make it all the way to the end. It sucks. Nails is a great figure, but I am gonna use Andre the Giant to move forward. So, Series 1 Andre defeats Series 7 Nails. So this is going to be a fun one. Robert Jackson's Royal Rumble Custom of Marty Jannetty. And again, Royal Rumble Custom is just what I call it because, again, same thing with the Shawn Michaels Custom like this with these colors. You see those colors in the late 80s. Every time they highlight like a major sporting event, like a WrestleMania, Royal Rumble type deal, they always seem to be in those type of outfits. So, Virgil, not exactly a dominant or most coveted character, but to me, I absolutely love the figure. I love the whole boxing type of look that he's got going on with the shorts and even the pose, man. Even with they even give him the whole arm punching thing. So the whole look of the character is like a boxer, and I absolutely love the look of the figure. This was a very coveted figure. Like when I first saw this figure, he was one I was going for full force all the time in auction, and I always seemed to lose out on him, and it drove me nuts. And like I said, it seems like when I was buying Hasbros, I felt like everybody was buying Hasbros because every time I tried bidding on something, like I talk about Jim Neidhart all the time because he's like the most common figure I think of. When I was bidding on Jim Neidhart, that figure would constantly sell for $40+. And later on, you package Jim Neidhart with like a Owen Hart, and Owen Hart by himself is like a $75 figure. And you put them together, and I put them on auction, or I put them on Buy It Now for $75 together. You're thinking, okay, you're getting like a $110, $115 figure together for $75. It's a great deal. And it's like, you get nothing. And 2, 3, 4 months later, you might get an offer for like $40. It's like, what's going on? So it's infuriating. Virgil was one of those figures that when I was bidding on him all the time, I always lost out. He was always coming out like $30, $40 for this figure. Nowadays, I think if I were to put this guy on auction, start at like 99 cents with like free shipping, maybe he'd sell for like $10. And if I put him on auction for like 99 cents with $6 shipping, I'd probably get about $4, $6.50, if I'm lucky. So it's annoying. He is a really spectacular figure. I believe Virgil comes from Series 5, if I'm not mistaken. And again, Series 5 is very strong in their action figures. I actually really like Marty Jannetty. I know Hasbro Rockers are probably the weakest. They are the weakest Hasbro tag team. And the colors of this figure are really solid. And I think this particular matchup are actually pretty balanced. Yes, Virgil is a fantastic figure, but I think these two would match up a whole lot easier than, let's say, Marty Jannetty against Crush, or Virgil against Crush as an example, or either of these two against like Andre, for example. So this isn't necessarily a runaway for either figure. I think either one could technically win this battle. It depends. Do you like the custom job, or do you like the originality of one version? I don't like the fused legs. Marty Jannetty has a little bit better pose. A little bit better than the arm punch, which it's fine. Nothing I hate on. Even though I seem to always harp on it, but it's okay. The look of the Virgil face, the body type, the look, the whole boxer look he's got going on, the spreading of the legs, which is fantastic. The overall display of the figure all around. I think Virgil's the easy answer. Yes, I really love the custom of Marty Jannetty. I was super thrilled to get both rocker customs that Robert Jackson did, but I have to go with the Virgil figure for at least one more round. Does he make it in round 4? I think he's a strong candidate. Does he make it past round 4? He's a great figure. I don't know if he makes it past round 4, or makes it into round 4, but we'll see what happens. Virgil defeats Marty Jannetty. Alright, so Series 5 Virgil defeats Robert Jackson, Royal Rumble, Custom, Marty Jannetty. Alright, what time are we at? We're at 19 minutes. So we'll go about 25 minutes because we've got one last battle. It's going to feature Series 5 Mountie with Shockstick going up against one of the greatest Hasbro figures of all time, and that is the Series 9 Bulldog. At least I think that's what his nickname is. I never actually heard him called Bulldog, but I've heard other people call him Bulldog. So Rick Steiner, the Steiner brothers in general are just a great looking tag team. And Steiner brothers are just slightly behind the Legion of Doom and Nasty Boys as far as looks and playability. As I said, Rick Steiner is aesthetically one of the greatest Hasbro figures of all time. It killed me not putting him on my top 10 list, but there are just so many fantastic Hasbro figures that it was just really impossible to get him included on that list. But this is just an absolute beauty. And when I got the LJN Customs from John Ruggiero, and I got both both Steiner brothers, and they were modeled after the Hasbro color scheme. That was just so fantastic that he was able to do that. So that was really awesome to add LJN Hasbro themed color for my LJN Customs. Here's the thing. The Mountie, I really love the Mountie figure. Jacques Rougeau is a fantastic figure. And kind of thinking about the Mountie custom in my LJN tournament recently. Now, the Mountie in my first tournament didn't go very far. I think like maybe second round elimination, maybe even first round. That's the last time I think he made it to like round 5, if I'm not mistaken. I really want to see the Mountie succeed again and make it extremely far. Even if he's just a fourth rounder, that to me is a very far run. And I don't know if it's going to be a good enough figure to defeat one of the elites. It's a special figure. It's absolutely spectacular. One of the top-notch figures. Possibly a top 30 in my opinion, which with Hasbro having over 90 figures, a top 30 definitely puts it in top tier category. I just can't do it. I still think that aesthetically that the Rick Steiner figure is far superior. Now, I do love the accessory, the hat, everything, the whole look of, the Canadian officer. The Mountie is spectacular. I do like the pose. As you know, I will take this pose over the extended arm pose anytime. But with the extended arm, it's fine. It's a very playable figure. You can still do everything you need to, just like any other figure. So the only thing that the extended arm really doesn't do, it doesn't give you that opportunity to, go up and down. And so you're kind of limited to kind of meeting your arm at that length if you want to do like body slams where when your arms are posed in this location, you basically can do any distance you want. So that's why I really like figures that are posed in this way. But two really spectacular figures. I'm sad to lose the Mountie so early in the competition, but I mean we're at over 20 minutes, and I think it's important to try and save you guys shave a few minutes off this video if I can. Well, I don't have any more names, so that is the conclusion of round 2. This was, I think this was the 4th video I made today. Today is Sunday, March the 12th, so I made 4 videos today. You'll notice all the videos because wearing the same sweater in all 4 videos. And I will get these videos posted as quickly as I can. And I haven't made the Series 3 review yet of the LJN figures. Again, as a recap, I am trying to acquire a couple more figures on card. That way I can have both loose and carded figures. Now, I don't have some of the tag teams, so some of the more expensive figures, just looking at the shelf right now, as it currently stands, I don't have Bobby Heenan. I don't have the British Bulldogs. I don't have Billy Jack Haynes. And this is carded figures, I mean. I don't have them on card. I don't have B. Brian Blair. I don't have the Hart Foundation. I don't have a blue card / Series 5 of White Shirt Hogan or Red Shirt Hogan. I don't have Strike Force Tito Santana. I don't have either referee on card. And I don't have any of the Series 6 black card figures. I do have, obviously, the white shirt Hogan on black card. Just not the blue card. And that's crazy, man. I'm literally like right near the end. I have no idea that I had so many cards. I mean, for what I just said, I think I'm missing like what? Including the Series 6? That's like what, a dozen figures? That's like nothing. I mean, financially that's a lot, but I mean, as far as quantity, that's nothing. That's amazing. Well, that's it for now, guys. That's the update. So I might have those LJN videos up before these videos. Probably not. But again, I'm gonna try to have these uploaded in the next week or so. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much, everyone.